Hi, this is Ms. Dove bringing you the flipped instructional video for solving inequalities by substitution. So our goal for this video and section is to classify inequalities as true or false. Before we get started, let's go ahead and review what we did when we compared rational numbers. So we can compare any number using less than, greater than, or equal to signs. So if you look at this first one right here, negative 14 is going to be less than 7 because on a number line, if 0 is in the middle, okay, positive 7 would be over here on the right, and negative 14 would be way down here on the left. But either way, 7 is more to the right on a number line, and the farther right a number is, the greater it is on a number line. For 5.5 and negative 1, 5.5 is going to be, sorry about that, 5.5 is going to be greater than negative 1 because on a number line it would be farther to the right. It's the bigger number. And so you'll notice that the mouth of the inequality sign is opening up toward the larger number. Now when you have two negative numbers, you have to think about if they were on a number line. Let's say we had 0 over here, then we had negative 8 and negative 9, and it's just kind of not evenly distributed, but they're to the left. Negative 1 would be here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. So negative 8.2 would be right past negative 8, and negative 9.7 would be farther down past negative 9. So again, this is farther to the right on a number line, so it is the bigger number. So negative 8.2 is greater than negative 9.7. So let's talk about what inequalities are. An inequality is kind of the opposite of an equation, okay, because it shows that two values are not equivalent. With equations, everything was equal to each other, and with an inequality, they're going to be not equal, okay? So you can see from this image here, larger shows that the mouth is opening up to the larger number, and the other side is the smaller side. We have equal, we have not equal, and then you've seen greater than and less than, but there are two new signs, and that is called greater than or equal to, which is right over here, and then there's less than or equal to, which is right over here. So we'll talk more about that in just a second, but those are your four inequality signs: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. For these two right here, you can kind of think about it as a greater than sign and half of an equal sign, and then a less than sign and half of an equal sign. So that can kind of help your brain remember the name. So what this means, first of all, we're going to decide, is this a true or false statement? Now, we just talked about numbers on a number line. Okay, if we have negative 4 and negative 6, 0 is here, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6. So we would put negative 4 here and negative 6 here. So negative 4 is a greater number. Yes, that is true. What the line under it means is that it has two options pretty much. The number has to be greater than, or it could be equal to. So because it qualifies as greater than negative 6, this is a true statement. Okay? So let's look at practice problem 2. And this is the same number all the way down, negative 2 1/4. Okay? So remember we talked about the greater than or equal sign, less than or equal sign. Before we talk about what's on the left, let's talk about this. Again, this means that it has two choices. So if I said 4 is greater than or equal to 3, that is a true statement because 4 is bigger. If I said 4 is greater than or equal to 4, that is also a true statement because, remember, it has two choices. It can either be greater or it can be equal. Okay? Same over here. If I said 2 is less than or equal to 5, that's a true statement because 2 is less than 5. If I said 5 is less than or equal to 5, that's also a true statement because these numbers are equal, and that's one of the choices. So if you see a little line under one of your mouths, that means it can be two things. It can be either greater than equal or less than or equal. Okay, so if we look over here on the right, this says negative 2 1/4 is greater than negative 2 1/4. No, that's not true because they're equal to each other. So we would not want to choose that one. Choice B, negative 2 1/4 is greater than or equal to negative 2 1/4. We do want to choose this one because they're equal to each other, and that's one of the choices. Negative 2 1/4 is less than negative 2 1/4. No, that's not a true statement because they're the same number. Negative 2 1/4 is less than or equal to negative 2 1/4. That is a true statement because they're equal. And then the last one obviously is also true because they are equal to each other. So those are 3 ways by the check marks that you could represent the relationship between the numbers. So again, today we reviewed and classified if inequalities are true or false. And your next steps are to look for a flipped follow-up session in your live session schedule, request a target teach if you would like some additional practice, attend help lab sessions for extra support, and have fun.